Chris went through this slide a little bit earlier, our retail planning calendar. What I'm going to do is just touch on the bottom yellow boxes there across the bottom. So he's already covered the top. We've had a lot of energy on the retail campaigns that we've done and will continue to do. We've got the LMA toolbox, fuel economy spots, feature benefit, dare to compare, all-star. All those elements are down there. And then, of course, we've got those 5 events that we've scheduled throughout the year, much as we did last year and the year before. So we scheduled these out, we know they're out there, and we have a plan on how to execute those. And I think today, I hope to show you some great stuff that you'll really like, that can kind of encapsulate that and have a very consistent message across Chevrolet in the retail space. Now, we talked a lot about alignment today. Alan mentioned it, Chris mentioned it, and alignment means a lot of different things. Creative alignment, media alignment with digital, but also from a promotional standpoint. From a promotional standpoint, we have these tent poles that Chris talked about. For example, baseball, making strides, all these things that you can pull down locally to, again, drive that consistency from top to bottom. We've also got sales events like Truck Month and Calendar Year End. I'm going to show you an example, of best practice. There's Scott right here in the front row, of some dealer groups locally, actually Phoenix, Las Vegas also did it, but where they took the Calendar Year End event and really pulled that into more of a promotion right at the dealerships. So we'll show you that video here shortly. But other things like youth baseball, youth soccer, making strides, as Seth mentioned. And then affinity programs like Farm Bureau and military, which give you a tremendous opportunity to pull those things down to a local level and build that community relationship. So again, Scott Gruel is in a real short video just to sum up what that LMA did around a best practice that we think really was a super job on Chevy's Giving More. So let's run that video.
Scott Gruel from Courtesy Chevrolet. I'm a 3rd-generation car guy, Phoenix, Arizona. We've been here around 57 years now, and I've been working here in the car dealership for the last 16 years. The Valley Chevy dealers for several years have always been aligned with National, and about 90–95% of whatever we do here in the Valley is aligned with National. It makes a difference. Their spend and our spend, it's like, it's a synergy that just equates to a lot more. As soon as we found out the NIC commercials were coming out, we took a look at it, and we wanted to make sure that all the dealerships looked the same. We actually hired an outside company here in the Valley, and every dealership, all 12, were identical. Identical balloons, identical POP, and the actual Christmas trees as well. A lot of the repeat customers that come in here at Courtesy, they came in and says, wow, your showroom has never looked so good. And we actually had a couple of people that had never been in our showroom before and says, this looks just like the TV commercial. And they're asking me, where's Nick? Where's Nick? And we're like, well, we have Joe over here, but we don't have Nick. So maybe next year we might get a guy named Nick. As an LMA, all 12 dealers here in Phoenix jumped on board and it resonated. We took back market leadership, first time in 2 or 3 years. We beat out the imports here in Phoenix, so we're pretty happy about all that. We had a great December, and I think a lot of it had to do with integrating with National. When a consumer comes into the dealership and sees it here in the showroom, they saw it online, they see it on TV, they saw it outdoor on the digital billboards, it all is relevant. They actually realize there is a promotion going on. If one dealer is doing one thing, an LMA is doing another, and National is doing something entirely different, they get inconsistent messages. And so it just breaks up the amount of dollars spent and breaks up the message, and it just really isn't effective. One of the things that we decided we've learned from this is that for 6 times a year, all the Chevy stores in the Valley are going to look the same. Whatever event it's tied to, whether it's Truck Month, year-end event, we're going to dress up the showrooms, have the same POP materials, and it's going to look all uniform. When you put up all the point-of-sale material, put up the balloons, put up all the prices and this and that, it not only gets the customer excited, it gets the salespeople excited. It actually gets the salesman an incentive and excited to get out there and work harder. I would highly recommend on a national level to try to align what's going on in the showroom, what they see on TV on a national basis.
Really great. So really a way to leverage that, like Chris talks about all the time with NASCAR drafting. It's really, really strong. Another best practice, I think, came out of the St. Louis LMA, and Kathy Federico is on a short video here talking about what they did. But we have 22 teams across the country that we sponsor in Major League Baseball. And what a tremendous opportunity to pull that down to a local level, build that connection with your local community. So I know we've got hundreds of groups across the country that sponsor teams, thousands of dealers that do it. And here's just one way, again, to pull it down from national all the way to the local community.
I've been with Jack Schmidt Chevrolet of O'Fallon since 1987. We took the Chevy baseball program and really wanted to drive it down into the dealers' communities. In rolling out the Perseverance Award, the local dealer got to interface a little bit more with the teams and their local leagues. It gave them an opportunity to get out there and meet some of the people that live in their community, show off some of their products at the baseball fields, and really get to know some people that are in their backyard. It was truly a grassroots event. The Perseverance Award was rolled out so that each dealer could contact their local team, and the team was allowed to choose an award winner. Each child that won the Perseverance Award was chosen because they had overcome adversity in their life, that they exemplified the spirit of baseball both on and off the field, and had a lot of enthusiasm to participate in our program. At the award ceremony that we had for the Perseverance Award, we hosted an event where the children and their families and their teammates got to come out, and we had bounce houses and food and just kind of a fun day out for them. They came and attended the awards ceremony. It was quite an emotional experience when you would hear some of the stories about the children who had won the award. You know, there were handicapped children, there were children that had overcome illnesses, and it was great to see those kids get to come and have a day out and enjoy themselves with their family. We promoted the Camaro convertible as a tie-in with this event, and each child got to ride in a Camaro convertible. We had their names put on the side of the cars with their team number, and they and their parents got to ride downtown St. Louis with the top down through a police escort, and they attended the St. Louis Cardinal game that evening. The St. Louis LMA really focuses on getting some grassroots events going in the community. We have such fabulous products. We need to get them out and show them off to everybody. And so youth baseball was one of the grassroots, but St. Louis really looks for ways, and 720 is always bringing us ideas on how we can get out in the community and highlight the products, get to know our audience a little bit better, and show off the new stuff. A lot of people will come to our events and say, wow, I didn't realize that was a Chevy. That's really great looking. So we need to get on everybody's shopping list, and the grassroots stuff helps us accomplish that.
Great. You know, Kathy said at the end that, you know, we need to get people to get in our products, and that's certainly true. The other thing that this does, though, is create that everyday hero from, think of those kids and the families that participated in that, and the mark that made on them, and you know, I'm sure they've told hundreds of friends about Chevrolet and that everyday hero. I mean, that's what it's all about. So great video. Okay, we talked a lot about consistency today. You know, there's plenty of examples you can think of about consistency. Here's a couple here. Corona, and every Corona spot, you know, you'll see the bottle of Corona with the lime portrayed very much the same in every spot. The spot may be different, but there's that familiar product shot in every one. In this case, also you see Progressive Flow. You may like her or not, but you know, Progressive wasn't even on the map, and they started doing a very consistent campaign that really put that together. You can think of lots of other examples. You know, the Gecko and Mike Rowe would probably come to mind as well for Ford. So there's lots of examples of where a consistent message really works to break through the clutter. The other thing that consistent identity does is develops that recognition. As Alan mentioned with, I thought, some really powerful slides on where the product has come from, where the facilities have come from, is very powerful in terms of, you know, what the new Chevrolet looks like from a product and from an image standpoint. So some creative consistency with that nice blue arch is where we're headed on the retail side. So I think you're going to like that. And it also solidifies what Chevrolet means when we can use a consistent message that for all the consumers to see. We showed this chart at the 5-city tour, so it probably looks a little familiar. But Nielsen Automotive did a study on some advertising where on the left side of the chart you can see we had different messages running as well as the national message. So 2 different messages for Toyota and Ford. And then on the right side of the dotted line there in the middle, you can see where the local ads were aligned with the national ads. So this, if you look at these numbers on the left side there, 18%, 18 out of 100 people recalled the message on the Toyota side out of 100, versus on the far right, 43 out of the 100 recall the message when it was all lined up. So that it's just all, it's 1 + 1 = 3 when you can align it all, and it's much less than that. They don't necessarily add up. The same example for Ford, not quite as strong there, 25 to 34, but still a very good jump when you can get all the messaging aligned.